Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is really exciting. We're glad that you could all be here. Mike, Jerry, and I are down on the floor here because we have the stage just full of strip search artists. We're really thrilled that we're really happy that 8 of the 12 of them could be here. 8 of them are here, which is great. And we're gonna be opening things up to some questions. Not yet, but we're gonna be answering hopefully some questions about the show. Obviously, I'm sure you have a whole lot of questions that we will not be able to answer because spoilers. But first, for those of you who haven't had a chance to see it because it went up at 3 a.m. local time, we're going to start off by showing the episode that went up today. The second elimination. So let's start things off with that.
Last time on Strip Search, you need to be able to hold your own during an interview.
I love talking about myself.
I've never had loaded questions thrown at me before. I ramble.
What opportunities does she have? How do you feel about your father? Sing me a song.
Nick, it is up to you to decide which 2 contestants face elimination tonight.
We've already formed a bond, it feels like, with these people. It's only been a couple days.
Katie and Ty.
Yeah, I'm just sort of scared right now.
Katie, really? What is it about you that people hate so goddamn much?
I think being a little introverted is not good for me right now.
How can being introverted in a group of artists be bad?
I think I just take a little too long to warm up.
Ty, in 5 words or less, how did you come to be with us here tonight? You know what we got shit to do.
How many words does he need?
Well, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, what do you think happened, man?
Lost my shit. I didn't know what I was. I didn't know what I should be talking about.
Well, hopefully tonight you can keep control of your shit. It's elimination stage 1. It's alright, but let's leave it. Katie, I'm sure you could explain the process to Ty, but I hope you'll indulge me. One at a time, you will each go to the wastebasket of broken dreams. Inside the basket are ideas which were, perhaps, before their time. You will each take one idea, reveal it, and then in the next 90 minutes, you will create a comic strip based on the combination of these 2 notions. Katie, approach the basket. Ty, approach the basket.
Reveal your idea.
Sure.
The future.
Intriguing.
Being lost. Incredible combination. For us. Ready. Set. Art.
So Katie, this is sort of like a second home for you.
Yep. So,
Did you expect to be back here so soon?
not this morning, but after we got our critiques from our interviews, I was pretty sure I would be here.
How do you feel about that?
Bummed out. I thought I did better than I did.
How would you describe the interviewer we chose?
She was really good. She was actually kind of nice to me. So afterwards, when people were discussing it, and they were like, "Oh my God, those questions were so hard," I was kind of like, "Oh, we had a nice conversation." I didn't feel like intimidated or nervous. I thought that she was really nice.
It sounds like she didn't have quite the same opinion of the conversation.
I guess not.
Ty, what was the hardest question you got in the interview?
I think I really froze up in the tell me a joke. It wasn't a good joke, and I don't know any good jokes. I'm not particularly a good joke teller.
Will this comic strip have a joke?
It will. Well, okay, that's a different sort of thing. Telling jokes and comic jokes, like that's situational jokes, but like being like, okay, get ready for a joke. That's not really how I operate.
Do you think you're a better writer or a better artist?
I really don't draw a lot unless I have some sort of idea or story or something to convey in mind. So comics is really just like art is just an extra tool.
So you're a writer first?
Yeah. I would say that, yeah.
Katie, what was it like walking back into the house last night?
It was alright. Like everybody was real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the big bed, so.
Did they save it for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hadn't claimed a bed because I have like the biggest suitcase, so I was really slow in getting up the stairs. So I got up there and there was no bed for me, but they were nice and they gave me the big squishy one. So I have 2 ideas and I don't know which one to do.
Katie, are you worried at all that you haven't touched the stylus to the screen yet?
No, I think like around now is when I started before. If I can like have it roughed out in like 20 or 30 minutes to give the rest of the time for cleanup, I should be okay.
Ty, what do you think of Nick for putting you up here tonight?
Basically, it was going to be one of us 3. Otherwise, it's gonna look like some maniacal scheme, which isn't really any of our tactics, I don't think. At least so far, unless someone's super undercover with.
Well, if they're good, you wouldn't know that.
That's very true. So I think he's either very, very clever, or I'm not surprised. Either way, I guess I'm not surprised.
But you said that there was 3 of you to pick from, so do you think that Monica belongs here instead of you?
No, I don't. I mean,
Do you think that Monica belongs here instead of Katie?
No. I kind of figured that Monaco would be the one who's spared. I really like her stuff, and also like even if like I'm not saying like, oh, because she's nice, like that's the only reason, but she also is super fucking nice.
Okay.
Yes, basically. No.
Heard and understood.
Fact. Katie's a monster.
Katie, did you tell them what happens here?
When I started to, one girl, Amy, was actually like, don't tell us, keep it to yourselves.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool, and nobody pressured me.
So you and Amy are friends now?
Yeah, I didn't, I mean, I might have taken a little longer to get to know Amy, but yeah, Amy's cool, she's really nice.
Artists, 45 minutes is less time than you have. You have an hour, actually.
Ty, can you tell me what font you chose?
I think I'm gonna change this font. This is the default font, but that's if that's the one thing that I don't have time for, I'd rather it be font than other things.
What if I told you that Alex left last night because of this font choice?
What if we told you that he did not leave the show, but instead died and was sent to font hell?
And that's intrigued.
Katie, does talk at the house ever turn to Abigail Howard's tangents?
I saw them yesterday, but I didn't want to say anything.
Were you able to sleep?
No, I didn't sleep very well. Not because of the tangent. Just in general.
Artists, 40 minutes is what you'll have left in 10 minutes.
You have 50 minutes.
That's pretty basic math. Katie, do you think you can survive another elimination?
I hope so. I think my idea is kind of funny, but I don't know if it'll be taken the wrong way. But the other one I did will take me twice as long as this one, and I'm at 48 minutes, so I don't think it's realistic. So hopefully this one will suffice.
Katie, from what I understand, there's no internet allowed at the house. What do you miss most?
YouTube. Everybody's been really sad about not being able to watch cat videos.
It's hard. Artist, do you feel like the time is flying away from you? I mean, you only have 10 minutes left. Until you have 24 minutes left.
You've done that. This is the first time
It never gets old. Katie, who do you think we will not see here in the elimination studio?
Ever?
Ever.
Me. I mean, no.
I feel like we're going to be great friends.
I don't know. Everybody's stuff looks really cool. I just wish I knew more about like their storytelling and stuff. Judging from how much Monica's drawn in the house, I would say she probably has a good chance because her stuff is really cute and it's funny, and she's been like actually making comics in the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been drawing in the house?
Yeah. I have. I drew 4 people today who are there, so I'll have a record of them forever, including the one who sent me here.
I've noticed that you refuse to say Nick's name.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Does that scare you?
What, does not saying his name scare me?
No, the fact that you don't know why you won't say it.
Oh.
Are there parts of your brain that are just off limits to you?
Does his name taste bad?
I still haven't said it. Just hearing it is.
Do you hear it now?
It's just strange after you say it. I can't think of anything else.
So, Katie, you mentioned that you only like the girls. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah.
Ty, are you worried that your computer won't be able to handle this many text balloons? They only have 8 gigs of RAM time. 5 minutes remain.
Katie, if you don't come back tomorrow night,
I'll miss this whole thing. Sorry, I'm funny. I'll be legitimately super bummed out.
no joke, you guys have like 30 seconds left. Artist, pens down. Artist, we will will now examine your comic tunes, and we will decide a winner.
For now, go wait in the shame hole and think about what you did. Seriously, though.
You may have to read this one later online.
Incredibly high concept. This is a form of communication.
Oh, wow. It's like,
Right?
yeah, it's a word joke, right?
Yeah, it turns entirely on a semantic joke.
Yeah.
But there's almost no joke here.
Yeah.
There's only primal terror.
So it's nailed the likeness.
The art is incredible, as always.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this one is palette and everything is beautiful.
It's the best art. But in terms of, at least this has a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if either of us were to like this joke, it would be, do you like this joke?
I like this joke.
So this makes me mad, whereas this just makes me sad.
So this is a skin of the teeth. This is a skin of the teeth proposition, to the extent that this would not succeed. Against a true competitor,
Yeah.
neither of these strips would succeed.
Yeah.
So the task before us is to choose the least bad.
You look pretty, like, stable. Did you do okay?
I don't know. I think so. I think I did as well as I could with the game plan I went with.
I don't know, like, I didn't come to the last one, so, like, the eyedropper tool kept, like, picking up, like, it was, like, not working, and then, like, when I was, like, calm, it was fine, but, like, at the last 30 seconds, I started to, like, panic.
It conveys. I think it conveys exactly what it's supposed to. Like, I don't think anything's unclear. So on that level, the art's good.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Good luck to you too.
Artists, I have to say we were honestly disappointed in both of you. And the person going back to the house tonight, I feel like has a lot to prove.
Ty, you created an incredible amount of work in the time allotted. We found the material largely unintelligible.
Kitty, not sure we understand the joke. It's just sort of a sad look inside your twisted mind. It's drawn incredibly well.
We've made our decision. Kathleen, could you dispose of this, please?
I'm sorry, Ty, you are not the strip we are searching for.
I'm trying to run a green operation. I don't even want to recycle it.
They're right, they're standing right there. It's time for you to go.
Katie, return to the house and wait for other instructions.
I feel really shocked that I have gotten through 2 rounds. I feel really happy, really relieved, just really happy I don't have to go yet. I didn't want to go. I thought that my idea was okay. I wasn't totally sure the idea would be understood. I didn't actually clean it up as much as I would have liked to, so I thought that might have been what sent me home, so I guess I'm happy with it. I had 2 ideas. I went with the easier one. I didn't go with what was probably the better idea, and it was a mistake. I'm just glad I will have a chance to not make that mistake again.
Obviously, it didn't go ideally. It's disappointing. I mean, I could have, obviously I should have figured out the writing portion better, or spent more time on a simpler, cleaner strip. My time on strip search was really fun. It was really great being able to meet all these like truly like-minded people, not just people who do the same thing that I do.
Hey, brother. Alright, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. You are a fucking geyser of ideas and
You're a
information.
fire hose of content.
That shit is coming out. It is coming out all over the place. We got some on us. I want to see more of that. I want to get more on you.
I thought, honestly, like, pacing-wise, your panel-to-panel stuff was great. And I love that even when you had 90 minutes to make the strip, you gave yourself a panel to breathe. You gave yourself that beat panel, and that was ballsy. But like Jerry said, there's so much in you, you need to figure out how to kind of rein it in and focus it.
And that's in your grasp.
That's the easy work. I mean, most people, the hard part is making shit.
That's not your fucking problem.
That's not your fucking problem, man. You make shit.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. All right?
Thanks for playing.
Thank you so much for everything.
No. Have to be there.
It'll all be good.
Awesome. See ya.
And our champion returns.
She's a champ now. She's a seasoned warrior.
Nice. I'm happy.
Wow. I'm happy.
Now she's a champion, though, right?
Yeah. She's a champ, and none of us have a chance.
The rest of us really need to take her seriously. She is a serious contender, and she is definitely here to stay.
I quickly see this becoming a strategy where if you want someone eliminated, you just send them in with Katie.
But the good news is, the 10 of you are still here, and one of you can still win this. Sleep well. See you in the morning.
Not expecting that. That was pretty surreal, and yeah, that's a pretty great compliment coming from anyone, and it's particularly great coming from Mike and Jerry. So that's pretty exciting. Lost for words is not generally one of my issues.
That was so cool to see everyone's reactions to the episode.
We need to watch every episode like that.
Oh, man.
That was amazing.
So can you all come back here every Tuesday and Friday? Yeah. Oh man, that was awesome. I guess we just do question time?
Open it up to questions.
Yeah. How do we have a place to line up, or like what do we do? Just line up, or just? I have a wireless mic. I'll just okay. Who's got a question? You do. You're standing. Come to you. What is your question?
I actually have a question and a request. For the question, so we've seen a little bit of the elimination process, but I feel like we only get to see bits and pieces in the show, like of people's reactions. I'm wondering if you guys wouldn't mind talking a little bit more about what that's like for Mike and Jerry on the creative side, and you guys on the side of having to sit there and try to hash out a comic in an hour and a half.
I'll go first real quick. On our side, we definitely had the easier side of that. I mean, you saw my popcorn. I definitely went into it thinking that it's going to be fun to be the bad guy, like I'm going to be the Simon Cowell and I'm going to be so mean. It's actually much harder to do that when you see them in front of you and how important this is and how hard they're working. And I think that's sort of how the scenes at the end and the SUV came about. Like, I don't mind being a jerk. Like, that's fun. I can make jokes and be kind of mean. But I love these guys so much, and so did Jerry, that we had to do that at the end. Like, I wanted to drop that facade and be like, okay, this is actually us now. Like, let's have a real moment. Oh.
Yeah. The important thing, like the behind the scenes thing, is that was not a part of the show.
That was not planned.
Like, that was not a part of the show that we made. Like, it wasn't something we were supposed to do. But that the truck where they sit after we kick them off the show is visible from the parking lot. And Mike and I were standing out there in the rain, and we could see Alex in there. And we were like, he is literally us. He is hurting. He is hurting badly right now. He is hurting as badly as we would. We have to go in there. And then it became a ritual. Yeah, it felt like the right thing to do. And I think that it is also something, like, it lets us drop the show. It lets the show fall away, and it makes it more about people who make things. And that's something that I like.
I'm glad you brought up that behind-the-scenes thing, because I thought that was great. Scared the crap out of me the first time you did it, though, because I wasn't expecting it. Because I'm sitting in the SUV talking to Alex with, like, a light, and there's the camera guy there, and then we're like, okay, so we're done. And then the doors open, and we're like, holy crap, are we being mugged? So to be the producer, avoiding spoilers for this point, the only person up here who you know has been to an elimination is Ty. So Ty, you can answer that question. What was it like being at one of the eliminations?
Testing. Oh, it's actually working. Yeah, well, what? You look great. Thank you. I appreciate that. So the process of drawing the comic, it was, well, first of all, your adrenaline, at least for me, was running pretty high. So your whole brain chemistry is a bit different than normally when you're drawing a comic. There isn't normally that much pressure. So yeah, like a lot of it is hard to really remember. It's just like it was some sort of fugue state of just like, all right, I guess I'd have a comic now.
Hey, now Ty, weren't you also chugging Red Bulls?
Oh, well, no, okay. Well, I only had one. I kept trying to drink it when it was done, but that didn't work out.
No, he had one normal-sized Red Bull, Jerry.
Yeah.
With your like oil drum of. You had a part two?
Yeah. I was just going to ask, by the way, thank you for helping to avoid spoilers. We could have ruined the show right here. I just want to ask, would it be cool if I just sent this down the line and just got a signature from everybody? And if not, that's totally cool.
I think that's fine.
It's up to them, yeah.
Is it to...
Amy said no.
Yeah, no more, though. You lucked out.
Questions? Next question. Oh, goodness. All right, I'll come down here. Adventure Time hat, you win.
All right, I kind of have a two-part question. Jerry, when did you start wearing bling? I noticed the gold necklace.
Well, I felt like, so in the show, functionally speaking, like, I mean, I'm like an asshole, like professionally, like a professional asshole. And like when I watch the show with Brenna, it actually freaks her out Like, she doesn't know who that person is. And it's her necklace, by the way. I don't actually own any gold chains. That's not a thing that I own. But I wanted to have a costume, I guess, to sort of get into that. And that was before I had the other ones. I actually have a rotating cast of costumes.
Excellent.
That are all in the Russian mobster genre for you to enjoy.
I look forward to them. And my second, I had a question, but it kind of turned into a compliment. Most reality TV shows are just kind of, I look at them as kind of like just TV garbage, but you guys are just kind of elevating it and making it good. So I just wanted to give you props for that.
Hey, Graham.
Yeah.
Let me do one over here.
Yeah, go for it.
So for all the artists on the panel, I feel like part of what makes Penny Arcade work so well is the fact that the two have such a complement and such a yin-yang balance to each other. For each of the artists on the panel, if you could outsource one part of the creative process to your perfect partner to make your life easier, what would it be?
So I work in traditional media, so I have to erase the pencil lines, and that is my least favorite job that I do. I hate erasing. It takes like forever. So I would love to just have like a little lackey to just erase all my
So
lines.
your perfect partner is just someone who erases your shit?
Yeah, I'm perfect already, so.
All right.
Backgrounds. Right? Right?
You guys can hear me, right? Yeah. I actually don't primarily write my own comics. So earlier in the Q&A when you were like, oh yeah, we got people that can write and draw, I was like, I like almost always outsource my writing. So I'd like to be able to insource my writing and be good at that.
Writing.
One of the other awesome things about Penny Arcade is that they have a whole employ of talented people helping them do all these jobs. And one thing I noticed about being a web cartoonist is you have to do all of them yourself, almost all of them. But kind of like Tavis and everybody else, I'd rather have a writer.
They're handy. You just got to keep them fed.
I just want to draw pictures all day. Can I just do that?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I'm kind of a control freak. And so even if I did have a perfect partner, I'd probably be on their ass all the time about like, oh, you do this wrong, give it to me. So if I could, I would probably just make a clone of myself that had no dreams or ambitions and make her draw everything.
Yeah, I'm really into the clone idea. I'm actually probably reverse from a couple I would prefer to outsource art. Like I really like the art process, but that kind of, the writing takes a lot of time as well, but that's when I'm like figuring out the most stuff and laying it out. I wouldn't just outsource the art to anyone, because the problem is that's as much as part of the writing. Every line, every gesture is significant in how I communicate panel to panel. And so, yeah, so it would be my clone.
I love you guys. Now I'm just going to be boring. Art is my strong suit, so I like to develop worlds and I like to develop the backstory for things, but if I could have somebody to hash out dialogue and help with the pacing and things like that. So I can just draw all day.
Sweet.
Having a writer is a big responsibility, kids. Just.
We have a question over here.
You have to feed them.
Hi, so as somebody who came close this year to getting on Strip Search, I think, and would love to try out again for the next set, which I hope we can all agree there will be another one, hopefully. I was just wondering what the contestants would say to what do you think is your thing that got you in?
Oh, I know this.
All right, do it.
I am really bad at telling jokes, so I froze when I was doing the application, and I did a 13-second dick joke while I was holding one of my ferrets, and my comedic timing, I have to say, was like just perfect. So even if everything else was horrible, there was like that one moment, I guess, where I shone through and they saw that.
Dick jokes, I think, is the takeaway.
I think that's a question we want to all ask Robert, like privately, or like, hey,
We don't know what we're
what
doing
made you
here.
choose us? If I had to say I had a strong suit, it was just passion and conviction for what I wanted to do. My backstory is I'm one of the 2 people on this show that, at the airing of the show, or at the filming of the show, didn't have an actual webcomic, and I'm trying to make a big change in my life. And in order for you to make a big change in your life, you have to be very passionate about it and believe in it. And I think that showed through in all my answers to all the questions that they asked me. And I just, 100% said, look, this is something that I really, 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 really want to do, and believed it inside of me and out. So that was one of the things I think I put up.
Yeah. I think earlier the quote was being too dumb to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much me. Like just having that conviction and tenacity to make it work. There's no reason why you cannot do this. You just have to do it. And sometimes it means sacrificing other things. I would like to think that, you can find the time to make comics if that's your passion. If you want this to be your lifelong career, you can make the time. So.
Yeah.
Nick, one real quick too. Will you throw down with me on Magic? On El Bosino on Twitter. You got to throw down with me, man.
Oh man, I would love to. I'm looking at all the events, and I just want to go on a Magic Cornucopias.
Let's do.
You want me to go over here somewhere?
Yeah, do one over there.
Anybody here? Okay, I'm gonna go way back.
Way back.
Yep. It's all you.
Sorry, artists, it's not for you, it's for the producers. But do you think that part of the reason, like someone said it, that this is a reality show that doesn't seem like most reality shows? Do you think that part of that success is due to the fact that it's like not on television, or do you think it's just you guys are awesome and make an awesome show?
I think it's because we're awesome.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think that we made a point to try and be as honest as we could. We didn't. I mean, you can ask the artists. We did not manipulate them to create drama in any way, right? I mean.
Just Amy.
Just Amy.
Was it just me?
No, it was very refreshing to see that, like, especially when the first episodes came up, right? Like, it didn't seem like we were being painted into roles. It's very easy to edit somebody into role, and it was really cool to just see, like, that's me.
I should say that when we're editing it, I have had opportunity to be like looking at something and being like, wow, I could really mess with this.
Yeah.
And I haven't, but I could. And I'm like, wow, no wonder. It's so easy.
But it knows that it's a reality show. Yeah. And it isn't afraid to drop the mask if we think that will communicate the human part of it. I think that's the main difference. That human beings were involved in its manufacture.
Got a question over here?
So I love the show, and I find it really entertaining, both like from the creative process side, and of course you guys like pretending to be villainous Simon Cowell-esque entities during the eliminations. But like I was trying to introduce it to a friend who does webcomic stuff, and her reaction was, "This is so vicious. Why can't we just support each other as artists and try to have a show about just promoting each other?"
Because nobody would watch that show.
Exactly. So I was
That
like,
sounds like a
but
dumb
then,
show.
like, how is anyone gonna watch that? But did you this is more for the artist side, like when you were applying and going through that process, where you like, this might be vicious, like I don't know, did you have mixed feelings coming into it?
I can speak for myself that I didn't have any concerns about it being vicious. I just went into it knowing that I wanted to challenge myself, and part of being challenged is to maybe put up with different personalities. I was very relieved and thrilled when everybody really bonded in that first day, and it very quickly actually became a show about artists being supportive of each other and actually being very encouraging and wanting to know more about each other. The idea of going into something and not being there to make friends seemed asinine to me. because these are your professional contacts for years to come. These are the people that you want to be your friends for years to come. So putting yourself out there and walling yourself off in this type of situation, it just didn't seem like the way to go.
I think what it turned into was, what would happen if we took a normal, dramatic, terrible reality show and filled it with nice people? Want to do another one over there?
Right here? Yeah.
So you all know how big Penny Arcade's fan base is. Were you guys prepared for the nerdoriety that you guys seem to have, and are you handling it well enough yet? You used to it yet?
It's weird.
Wait, what was the question?
There isn't enough Xanax in the world.
Yeah, how are you handling like you getting Twitter followers? Like people are coming to your site, they're reading your comic. I assume you're getting mail. Like, what's it like?
It's really cool. I'm
Somebody
trying
not
to,
Tavis.
I'm trying
Anybody
to like.
No, you talk too much.
Well, okay, here.
No, let's go to that end of the table.
Yeah.
I need a secretary now. It's really funny. I can't handle it. It's too many emails. I have gotten some in the past for previous projects that I've worked on before, but nothing compares to this. It is nothing compares to the show, and nothing compares to the reaction that the fans have had, and it's just been absolutely amazing and really sort of gratifying that everybody appreciates the show as much as we do.
Are you guys being recognized like around PAX?
Yeah. Being recognized is probably one of the weirder things, and the first time it happened was on my way here. We
Who is he at? There they are. Yeah.
So we missed our flight here, and we had to lay over in Chicago, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let's play the who's going to PAX game, right? While we're waiting to get on the plane. And just looking around, and then we're starting to board, and I meet this lovely couple back here. They ask, are you Nick from Strip Search? And I'm like, I don't know how to act in this situation. I'm sorry. I really, but like, anybody here, we love the fact that you guys love the show. That's the most important thing, is like, you know, if you guys are enjoying it and telling us how awesome you think it is, even if you're not on my team, it's okay.
I love the fact that so many of you are also creative types, and I've met I'm always shocked at how many other people who now follow me are artists, and like I just love like going and like exploring everybody's Tumblrs and just meeting other artists who are excited about the show.
Sweet.
So Graham, you'll appreciate this. I actually had somebody walk up to me in the expo hall before it had opened, so it's just exhibitors and people setting up. And they came up to me and they go, hey, you're one of the judges on Strip Search. Swear to God. Isn't that crazy? I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, you got to make more of that show. I will. Do you know where you are?
We'll get right on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have that. We have people who only know us from like one thing that we've done or something. We ran into someone today who knows us from Checkpoint, but doesn't know that we're doing Strip
Anything
Search.
else?
Doesn't even know that we're doing Strip Search.
Wow.
This is the same website. More questions. Oh goodness, lots more. Okay, I'm gonna go to the back like Mike did. All right, wait now. You. Yes, you.
Hi guys, love the show. I was just kind of wondering. This is for the strippers, so to speak.
That is what we call ourselves. So you can
We
call
briefly
us
considered that, very briefly, before we settled on artists being probably the better option.
They settled on artist for the show, but collectively amongst us, we're strippers, so that's okay. That's okay by me.
Good to hear. So I was just wondering, especially during the challenges where you're sort of forced to work on a Cintiq, I imagine that's not what all of you are used to working on. So have you had to kind of alter your workflow, and has it been uncomfortable to try to go these challenges?
I'll answer that so that none of them implicate themselves. We actually took a list beforehand. We asked each artist, what materials do you need to make your comic? And then we had those materials ready for them when they got to the studio. So what you've seen, those people they asked for a Cintiq, but we absolutely had people who said, I want to work with, pencil and paper, or I want to work with tablet, right? So.
And one of the other things you don't see is that...
Or Mac or Windows. Yeah, I mean, whatever they needed, we had ready for them at the studio.
One of the other things you don't see is that we gave them like 10 to 15 minutes to get their Photoshop brushes set up
Right.
and get their actions ready, because in that situation, we want them to be as good as they can be. There was another... You can do one from your side now?
I'll go over here.
Okay.
Blue shirt.
It's a very serious question. How was the pudding?
How's the what?
The pudding was delicious.
How was the pudding?
Once I put it in the fridge.
Pretty awesome. Thank you, guys.
Also, it's pronounced pudding. You can't say the G. I barely understood what you said there, so.
Did I miss pudding? Yes. Did I miss pudding? Are you serious?
It went pretty fast. The whole house was like college
I
all
think
over
they were
again.
just hidden. Because I found some later.
That's why I put them there.
They were in the room of food.
We're
Got a
more,
question here.
I'm more upset that we had eggs but no bacon. We didn't.
I thought we did.
We did later, after that
Bacon was
mistake
acquired.
rectified.
But there was caviar.
After the production
There was
team...
caviar.
On the third day.
That was nasty.
So the caviar we did wasn't ours. If you ate it, you ate someone's caviar. Bacon was provided once we realized our mistake. We have a question over here.
So I bumped into several of you guys already, and you guys are awesome, by the way, just so the rest of you know they're actually nice people,
Yeah,
believe it
we
or not. But I just was curious. You guys keep talking about how, everyone loves each other, but you're stuck in a house together all day. You guys play any pranks or have any fun that doesn't spoil the show, obviously?
Oh, wait. Okay. There was one thing that happened. It's going to be a comic later. It's in my queue. If I had that Monica clone, it would be done already. But there was, on the first day, no spoilers, we were dicking around, I think in complete silence, I can't remember. And I was like, I want to go out into the balcony. Oh, I'm going to push this door. And it's locked. That's weird. Ting. And this metal thing just flew off this door that I don't own. And I was looking around like, shit, what do I do? And Robert... And they were in a corner staring directly at me as this happened, and I was just staring at them like. And then
You broke our mansion?
No, but I didn't. I looked at them for a long time, and then I turned around and I fucking threw it in a little container. I was like, no one saw that. It's fine. Just hide it. And then I think Nick and Amy were like,
Yeah.
don't, please.
I was like, I'm trying to put it up there. I'm like, I don't know. Let me just ask. Well, oh no, when it fell off, Koo was right there too, and he was just like, I think they wanted to see how we would react like zoo animals. They're like, we set that up. Let's see, can they fix it?
Nick did find a little plastic fire hat that got a lot of play.
Oh yeah,
so
the fire hat.
Whether or not this appears in a future episode is, I'm not entirely sure, but it's not really a spoiler. Katie mentioned that you guys were sad that you couldn't watch cat videos. What did you do to combat that?
Oh man.
Maki.
I believe we started pantomiming them.
Yeah.
Didn't
there were several different.
Didn't Nick? Didn't you
Okay.
make a small cardboard laptop?
All right, so
Yes! Oh, I forgot about that. That was Nick.
story time, kids. So on the duck episode, if you watch closely when we're getting out, we got these lunch boxes, right? They're cardboard boxes, and they open like that, like a laptop. And we were lamenting for a very long time about not being able to use the internet because we're internet people. So I got some scissors and I got some pencils, and I cut it to a point where the laptop looked. The box was thin enough. It was real. The box was thin enough
It was real to
that
me.
it looked like a laptop. The top closed and it's sealed. You could pop it open, and I drew a window on there that had a cat video on it. I drew a keyboard, tried to be as accurate as possible. I didn't have a reference. And just to seal the deal, I put a little port on the side, and I made another cardboard, what are they called? Like the little...
Like Wi-Fi adapter?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi adapter with a little antenna that popped up and everything. To this day, I don't know where that cardboard laptop is, but,
It's on eBay.
It's on eBay? Yeah, I think so. It was whatever you wanted. This is what was beautiful. Is like, if you wanted to watch not a cat video, you could erase it, draw your own corgi video, maybe.
I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm
there was
going
some
all the way
porn
back.
too. Yeah.
All the way back. Yep, right there. Get ready. Here I come. Prepare yourself.
I actually have a question for Graham. As the host, obviously you have to show some impartiality. Were there moments where you kind of felt that strain, and how did you deal with that?
Abso-fucking-lutely there were.
Good question.
And you won't see that on camera, nor will you see what I'm reacting to for several episodes. But yeah, there was something that I personally found very difficult to deal with that I'm sure I'll talk about at some point. But yeah, I'm impartial on camera, and I love them all, but there was instances where it was like, oof, I have all these emotions. Oh, right.
You have one job, Graham.
All these emotions you see. You there.
Obviously, though there was just one winner, you all won, the Penny Arcade bandwagon fans and everything. And I'm curious about the producers as well. What was the most positive thing, aside from that you took away from the experience?
Should we go first real quick while they can think about it? The most positive thing for me was seeing how passionate they were and how bad they wanted it sort of re-inspired me. And, talking with Alex saying, oh, you remind me of when I was, 15 years ago, how we were starting. Every time I met one of them, I felt that way, and I felt that way again. I think it's probably the same for Jerry. Like, that desire to make, just to make, they gave that back to us. It was awesome. I love them all.
You're okay too.
You guys can go. Yeah, start with Lexxy.
I was told not to talk anymore.
I'll kick you out of here.
Oh, wow. What was the best thing we took away? I think I probably speak for everybody. We all came away feeling so much more capable. All of the challenges, as stressful and as ridiculous as they seem, taught very valuable lessons. And having lived through them under incredible duress, we came out with this incredible tool set that we can now use in our professional lives, and I think that's really going to help us out a lot.
I can only say the same thing. Like, each challenge taught you, what your weaknesses were, and that's what you came away with. I think everybody, I'd hope, would feel the same way, that they came away knowing themselves better and where they needed to improve.
All right, I know that more friends who do webcomics sound dumb, but I can tell you right now, a webcomic artist spends most of their life doing webcomics without having other friends who really know what webcomics are, or like, if they do, they don't really get their friend's webcomic. So meeting like a ton of super talented people who really want to do this for a career is super great, because we can talk to them about like, oh, is this joke funny? Do you guys get it? Do you guys, how much should I update?
And actually, I didn't even think of that. Like, I came into this not really knowing any webcomics. I draw comics about science, so I hang out with science writers and scientists. And so to actually meet people who draw comics and know about comics and introduce me to, all these other comics has been amazing.
Yeah, I think just being a part of the... What?
Bet you feel like a dick now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Abby?
Yeah, whatever.
Abby, do you have anything to say?
I do have something to say.
Would you like to say it?
Yes. So, since I'm in school and studying sciences, it's kind of like difficult to keep up with art, especially since it kind of seems like a useless, stupid thing to do when you're in school for science, because it takes away so much time, and I have failed quite a few courses at this point. So, in freshman year, when I was failing all these courses, I was doing a webcomic at the same time, so I quit that to keep doing school, and I just kind of like started giving up on the whole thing. And then pretty much around the same time I started my comic, they started doing the whole strip search thing, so it was dying out like over that semester. And then I got into strip search, and I was just like, oh, maybe I'm not awful at this. Maybe this is something I could do with my life. And so that like totally changed like everything. So I'm terrible at science now, but I'm really awesome at webcomics.
So I dropped out of school.
that might not be far off from
Jesus.
the truth. That's what people keep telling me. I did too. So here's hoping.
All right, Amy.
No, you can go, man.
I don't even know what I was gonna say. No, I mean, but like, I mean, pretty much like all that for one thing, and yeah, like, I mean, you're working in pretty much a vacuum, and like the fact that you keep going, it's based on faith of like, I have something to say that's significant, and this is gonna provide something new to culture or something. But you don't really know. I mean, it's this weird, contradictory combination of, oh, I think I'm awesome, and also I don't think I'm any good at all, and that's why you keep improving. But this adds a little bit more evidence to that faith, where it's like, it's not just all in my head. Like, some people think that I'm doing something right that could possibly be something good at some point.
Yes, you are.
I'll keep this short. I was like, typical story, bullied a lot as a kid for being a nerd, and then I liked cartoons, and then all that stuff. And then in high school, when I was finally like, you know what, maybe doing art's cool, my like teacher in my private school even like bullied me. But whoa, serious feels. Anyway, so then to like go from that, even now like doing comics like in the winter, to then like being with people that are like now my family, it's like, I mean, that was, I got all these feels, guys.
The eye roll.
Tavis, you could talk. It's okay.
Okay.
Please, Tavis.
For me, I'll just go back to it was connections. I'll echo Monica in saying that I spend a lot of time with my head down trying to improve, and it's a lot of isolation. It's a lot of time management. It's a lot of, okay, you know, I have this time that I have to be at work, and this time that I have to take care of family, and this time that, you know, I'm taking my son to school, and it's a big ball to kind of keep rolling. So when I could work on art, I would sacrifice going out and doing stuff like this, and meeting people, and, you know, making those personal connections so I could improve on the skill set. This completely broke me out of my comfort zone. I'm actually incredibly introverted most of the time. And seriously, that first episode, if you're watching that, that is my trade counter persona at work, where I'm just like greeting people coming in the store, like, have you been here before? Come on in. I'm standing at the other side of the island, and I'm like greeting people in the house as if I were at the store. So it really helped me break out of that, and it helped me make connections with just amazing people.
That's good.
Thank you.
Introverted. I'm gonna kind of echo that as well. Like when I applied for Strip Search, and when I knew I was gonna be accepted, I knew that I was gonna meet a bunch of other artists, and I was expecting to maybe have, you know, 1, 2, 3 connections with another artist that I might, you know, vibe with, and I can go home and talk to after the show's been done. I was kind of expecting that. What I didn't expect was I would meet 11 other artists that I would go home and talk to and connect with. I literally got a second family, and you see, like, I don't think you guys are here at PAX, so I don't think you guys are a stranger to the fact that when you put a bunch of like-minded people together, like, bonds are formed really quickly. And if you look at what happened here at Strip Search, a lot of people applied, and those people have common interests as well. But then you distill that, and you distill it again, and you distill it again, and you get this just really, really, really tight-knit group of people who are incredibly alike, but different enough to just get along with. And I walked away with this with just the most amazing experience, another family of 11 people that I care intently about. They call me the mom of the group, like, I am the mom, so
He's
like,
cool, Mom Nick.
I'm cool Mom Nick, so. But that was one of the biggest surprises for me, and I feel like our fates are tied together till we die, so there's that.
I love it, dude. I love
So-
you. It's so good.
I have a question for them because I know something going on up here. So after the show was over, a lot of you got a strip search tattoo. Whose idea was the tattoo, and can we see it? Tavis?
No, it's Amy.
Amy, yeah.
So for those of you in the back that can't see it, it's 3 blank panels.
Yeah, it's setup, beat, punchline.
It's fucking awesome. Actually, last night at like 12 o'clock, I ran into them all on the mezzanine over here, and I'd been wanting to ask them something, but I hadn't seen them, since the show, and I also felt kind of weird approaching them as a normal person. But I wanted to ask if it was okay if I got the tattoo, or if that was like something that they personally have. Like I felt like I needed their permission. Like, can I do it?
Yeah, but we have to be there, or you have to video.
You have to be there?
Yeah. Or you can video it.
All right.
Yeah.
I just think it's so awesome.
That's super cool.
I was hoping
For
you
our
had
part,
already
it was
done it.
what?
And you were, I thought like you had already done it, and you were gonna like unveil it here. So I'm like waiting.
Bam!
On the chest. On the chest.
That panel will be tomorrow. Mike's tattoo.
God, that would be an awesome panel. I would totally do that.
The shoot was like so inspiring for us to work with so many creative people, and I did comics when I was in school, but I focused on video for years. But just the desire to create was amazing, and I know that Kathleen and Sarah, who was one of our strip search camera operators, came away being like, "I want to draw," and like this is by far the biggest project we've ever undertaken. And like if you saw that infographic, 65 days of footage that we've been slogging through, but it's so rewarding to see the final product. So yeah, it's just been a huge inspiration. And we have one more question because we have time for one more question. And you had your hand up. So yes.
There you go.
With the new twist that you guys have put onto, this is a question for the producers first. With the new twist you guys have put onto the reality show, how it's, like you said, kind of nice people in that situation, do you think that you ever might make the kind of Dr. Horrible leap from being shown on the web to having TV stations voice interest in showing the show? And how do you think that you'd react to that? And then for the artists, what do you think your reaction to that would be?
What do you think, Graham?
Wow, that would be crazy. I mean, a lot of that would be up to you guys, but yeah, I tell you one thing, I don't have the luxury of the commercial break. I don't get to be like, and now a thing's about to happen later. I have to do it all in the one episode. I secretly wish somewhere that I had something I could do that wasn't a commercial break, that was some sort of something. Anyway, someone else would have to edit it.
If a TV station wanted to make Strip Search, what would you say?
How much would they pay us?
That sounds like Robert.
Yeah. I would want enough that someone else could do the editing, and I could just stand behind them and go, no, like that. Because right now, Kathleen and I are just like, brain dead from all of it.
Is that it? I think we have time for one more.
Do we? I don't think so. Time.
Time.
That is time.
Let's hear it for the artists.
Let's hear it for everybody.